Alright, everyone, we are back with more Prevent-A-Thon. And before we jump into our next run, I just want to remind everyone of an upcoming incentive. We have, after this one, Stardew Valley, Sam Marriage Run, and for that one, you chat with your donations get to decide whether Mel is going to adopt a cat or a dog. Right now, dog is in the lead at $121. Don't believe Tiltify. Tiltify is lying. And cat is at $35. If you want to see the cat, you have Cassette Beasts to get that donation in, because that incentive will close at the start of the Stardew Valley Sam Marriage Run. And if you want to do something else as well, we do also have an incentive for the Stardew Valley 4-player Community Center run, which will be the last run of the night, to cut down the apple tree, which is a very important item in the run. You can make us destroy it if you donate. So, if you want to check out any of those, !donate in chat for more information. But now it is time. Join me in welcoming Slosh W back for another run, this time with Cassette Beasts, Meredith's Quest, All I Ever Needed. Slosh, take it away.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Slosh, and this is Cassette Beasts. Cassette Beasts is a fairly new indie open-world monster collecting RPG that actually released only about a month and a half ago. This game features double battles. That's how all of the battles are. So there's the player character, and then there are 5 different companion characters that you can befriend in this game, Meredith being one of them. So in this run, I'm going to unlock Meredith as a companion and run through her storyline as quickly as possible. So I'm going to be starting from a fresh save. Time does not start immediately after I open this because of the character creation. There's a lot of character creation and customization options in this game, which is nice. But I will give a quick countdown as soon as I am done customizing my character, and then time will begin and we will be off. So I need my cat ears, my cat ear headband. All right, I think I'm ready to go. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, the plot of Cassette Beast is pretty much you, the player, end up stranded on a mysterious island called New Whirl. And fairly early on, you are told that there is no way to get home. But that's not going to stop you from finding a way home. That will stop us from finding a way. Well, the category will stop us from finding a way home, because we don't need to worry about that right now. So we're gonna get a cassette player and get the tape for Bansheep. Bansheep and Candevil are the 2 starter monsters, and Bansheep tends to have a little bit better melee attack, and the Ace monster that Meredith has also has decent melee attack, and that is going to be important for a certain mechanic that this game has that I will explain in a few minutes when we unlock it. But as the voice acting just said, this companion character that we've got here is Kaylee. We are going to have her for the sort of tutorial section of the game, which is about 8-ish minutes usually. Assuming nothing goes horribly wrong. So this is where Kaylee's telling us we're not on Earth, we're on New World, there's no way home. So we're gonna just get through this text and then change out of pajamas. The only thing I'm changing about the character's outfit is changing out of trousers to a skirt. Because I'm pretty sure the way it works is you have to do something in the closet before it'll let you leave your little apartment house thing on top of the store, or cafe rather. So Yeah, this game is a little bit different compared to other monster collecting RPGs in the fact that you use the cassette tapes and players in this game to, you yourself, transform into the monsters. Instead of capturing the monsters and having them do battle. Instead, you're the one doing all of the battle. So Haley is going to teach us how to fight, even though I know how to fight already. So the way using moves works in this game is there are the little orange squares under each of the HP bars. Those are our action points. Each move will require a certain number of action points. Stronger moves taking a lot, and then the weaker moves like Smack and Spit taking actually 0 action points. So that action point resource, or managing your action points, can be very important. Not necessarily in a speedrun, because there are lots of funny little strats that you can do that pretty much use moves that you can just spam. But we're going to walk around the campfire because we don't want Kaylee to explain to us what a campfire is and how it works, because that's slow. Now we're going to go over here and press this lever to summon this Dominoth across the gap, so that way we can record it. So this game has some pretty cool overworld movement. There are, I believe, 5 monsters in this game that when you record them, you unlock a special overworld movement ability. Actually, that's not true. There is a 6th. It is sort of like... It's a monster that's an equivalent to a legendary Pokemon. The thing about it is... It's pretty much always going to be the last one you're going to get. And also, it's very hard to record. And it's sort of an upgraded version of the one Dominoth gives. We are going to end up grabbing 3 of the 6 overworld movement monsters. Because of where we end up needing to go for Meredith's quest. So now that we have Dominoth, I keep forgetting that you can't mash through that. Now we have the glide ability, which will, well, let us glide across this pit and go over here. We need to press this lever so that way we get that wind gust down on the bottom layer turned on, so that way we can just fly up later. That guy that just came out of the ground and flew away, he's very plot relevant, very important to the story. We're not going to really see a whole lot of him in this run because this is a shorter category. Now we are... English. We are in the first train station. So each train station has a boss fight in it. I should say now, minor flashing lights and photosensitivity warning coming up. The bosses in this game, the screen does some funny little antics. So, this is sort of the tutorial boss. This is Archangel Morgante. And she is also very important for the plot. But not really that important for this category. The plot of this category is much more condensed. But this is a very straightforward fight, and also a fight that I'm pretty sure it's coded so you cannot lose. We are going to end up getting hit by 1 Discordant Thrash, and then Morgante's ultimate move, Coda Morgana. So for the first 3 turns, I'm going to just spam the weakest moves, as we need the damage, but it's gonna, I believe, always be dealing 1 damage, no matter what you use here. Also, you may notice under Morgante's health bar, the squares are purple. So, Archangel moves don't take any AP, and every turn they gain 2 more AP. When their AP meter is full, they will use an ultimate move that completely depletes the AP gauge. So that's going to be coming up in a couple of turns. And now we have unlocked the fusion mechanic. I absolutely love the fusion mechanic. I think it's so cool. So the way it works is both monsters that you have on the field fuse into one stronger monster. Your types combine, your movesets combine, and you gain 4 action points at the start of a turn instead of 2, which allows for some moves that normally shouldn't be spammable every turn to be spammable every turn. So now we're gonna be like, we want to find a way home, even though right now we don't. And Morgante's gonna be like, okay, I know how to get home, but I need a vessel, so she's gonna use you as a vessel and teach you her song on how to get home. And now we're going to sort of just skip through all of this, unlock a few missions, and we don't want to rest at the table immediately. No. I probably should have actually bought stuff now. I can buy stuff when I come back to the town later. So this guy here, who is yelling at the vampires in the middle of the street, is Eugene. Eugene is another one of the companion characters, but unfortunately, that's all that we see of him. We won't be seeing any more Eugene this run, which is sad. He is a pretty cool character. But now I need to run to New World Park, which is conveniently up this way. I actually missed that. Went a little too early. And also, gliding across that gap isn't even really necessary. You can just jump back across over here. But I wanted to be fancy. So, there's another questline in this game that is beat the 12 ranger captains to become a ranger yourself. The rangers sort of help out the citizens on New World. We're not going to be fighting any of them, which is unfortunate. They're really cool. They're sort of like this game's equivalent to gym leaders in a sense. But, that woman over there is Iante, the leader of the Rangers, and we are going to need to talk to her in a moment to send her back to the main sort of hub town, harbor town. Also, you can jump on top of NPCs like that to get across some funny terrain very quickly. So the two main things that I'm going to be doing in New World Park right now is talking to Meredith and sending her back to town, which I just did, and then coming up here and sending Iante back to town, and also grabbing a couple of chests. Actually, I'm going to grab one chest now, and then a second chest when I warp back here. I've been meaning to route out a All Ranger Captains run for a very long time, but I have not been able to get around to that, which is a shame. It is a really cool category in theory. Tree bark tape. That's not going to really be useful, which is a shame. There are various types of tapes that have significantly increased odds of recording a monster of a certain type. Tree bark tapes being really good for plant-type monsters. But we're not going to be recording any plant-type monsters, which is a shame. So now we're going to be talking to Meredith. She's going to be like, I want this record for nostalgia purposes, but I don't know where to get it. So now we have to ask around the town to see if anyone has any ideas. Well, fortunately, there is someone in this town who has a perfect idea, and that is the ranger leader, Iante. So she's going to hand us an envelope to give to Meredith, so now we need to run back to Meredith and hand her the envelope. Also, something I should note, when I warped back to the cafe, I went into my inventory and got rid of an item. So you can recycle items in this game to get resources that are sort of a replacement to currency. So I recycled the olive up to get 1,000 wheat that I used to purchase the Perfusili item, which can be used to instantly charge your fusion meter I won't necessarily need to use it. It's more of having it on hand for safety. Also, that chest had a toaster tape that is very nice to have. Because toaster tapes are very good for recording fire-type monsters, and one of the two monsters up ahead that we need to record is indeed a fire-type. And that is actually where we are headed to right now. So the envelope that Iante gave to Meredith said, you know, you should check out the music store in the mall to the north where the Rangers get all of the tapes for recording monsters. Why does this have to be a Velocirifle? That's not what I'm looking for. Let's try this one. Okay, good. So this monster here is Bulletino. It is very fast and has one of the overworld abilities. I want to try to record this monster on the first turn of the battle, because if you let this thing charge its AP a bit, it can just destroy whichever character you have trying to record. And we don't want that. So toaster tape, attack the Bulletino, and a nice successful record to get Bulletino and the Bulletino dash. I do want to... I could flee, if the game would let me. I don't actually know if I can flee from this fight, because there's still two on the field. But I do want to get the experience points from both of these Bulletinos, because the way leveling up monsters in this game works is... a tape can go up to 5 stars. Every time a monster goes up in star level, it gets a new sticker for a new move. And Bansheep gets a very good move at 3 stars that I want to make sure that I have for the boss fight of this run. I am going to heal Kitelli because that Bulletino... Oh my goodness. This is not ideal. So that Bulletino was standing like right where I needed to go. I am going to actually just fast travel back to Harbor Town, lose a little bit of resources, but in the long run this is going to be fine because I was going to come back here anyway to grab another rewind since I had to use one. So, now that we have the Bulletino dash, we can get the other monster that we need to access the mall, which is Boltam. Recording Boltam is really scary, because if the character that is trying to record a monster gets hit while trying to record, the chances of successfully recording the monster will go down. Boltam is very fast and can hit decently hard. So I definitely want to get a Boltam alone, like this. This is perfect. I am going to use some weaker attacks on the first turn, and then hit it harder on the second turn, and hope that this works. This, Boltam, trying to record Boltam is definitely, for Meredith's quest, the make or break portion of the run. Because it is possible to run out of tapes in the Boltam fight, and then you're sort of a sitting duck at that point, and that's not ideal. Fortunately, this Boltam was alone, and we got the 100% record rate, which is nice. I might end up having to do one extra fight before the boss of the mall, so that way I can get the move Bite on Bansheep. So Boltam unlocks the electromagnetism ability, which can be used to push and pull those blue cubes around in the overworld. Those will be pulled towards you when you're using electromagnetism, including if you're standing on it, so you can effectively fly. You can even fly up the mountain on the world map, which is used in any percent. It's really, really funny. Now I'm going to go into this train station and talk to Magic Crab, the station crab, to unlock a warp point in case things go very poorly against the boss. I would like to have the warp point back in case I absolutely need it. Talking to Magic Crab and getting the warp is strictly a safety thing. But while I fight this monster on top of the generator Archid, I think now would be a pretty good time for any announcements that the host might have.
Absolutely. We've had several donations come through. First of all, we have Codebaker with $25. No comment, but that went towards cutting down the apple tree in Stardew Valley. And as well, Mel 1997 with $50, also going towards that incentive. Thank you both for being so generous. And then Anonymous with $20 going towards that Stardew Valley bid war between the cat and the dog. They said, kitty cat? Yes, please, less than 3. And on Tiltify, it does look like the cat is winning, but there is a slight error. And actually, the dog is still ahead. The dog is at $121 versus cat at $55. So if you want that cat, you have till the end of this run to get past $121. Otherwise, we'll get to see a nice pupper. Also, yes, $600. I forgot. I was so excited about that. I forgot about that. But yes, we have passed $600 raised. It's super exciting.
Nice.
And as a reminder, because Little Warriors is a Canadian charity, Tiltify donations are in Canadian dollars. So if you are donating from the United States or using USD to donate, the exchange rate means that if you donate $5 Canadian, you'll only be paying around $3.75. So it's a great bargain.
Alright, so I was a little bit short on XP because the fight against Boltam only had Boltam. If it had been like 2 Boltams or a Boltam and a Busheye, then I would have had enough XP off of Archid to unlock Bite on Banshee. So I ended up having to fight that Mascatoy, and that thing was a little bit bulkier than I gave it credit for. And had to use the campfire outside the mall to heal my Banshee. But now it's pretty much just going to be running around the mall for a couple more, like, half circuits to unlock the path to the music store. So I'm going to hit this lever to activate this elevator, and then pretty much go and... I just crashed into a ghost. Hit the lever on the generator again to unlock the upper pathway to the music store. And now that the elevator is going in that one shop, I can get back up there without having to do anything convoluted. So I will say another like mini flashing lights warning / photosensitivity warning coming up very, very soon. We are about to be fighting another one of the Archangels, and Archangels do some wild things to the screen. And I messed up trick. I did not go strictly to the right. If you exit that shop and go straight right, Meredith will get stuck on the wall and will just teleport straight to the music shop gate. I wish that I had that because it's really funny. I just remembered I had meant to safety save before going into the fight. Oh well. So this is Archangel Nowhere Monarch. The King of Nothing. So this fight is going to be pretty bite spammy. On this first turn, I'm going to use Charge with Meredith to just get a little bit of damage on Nowhere Monarch, and then Sharpen, and of course Trick lowers melee attack, so Sharpen pretty much did nothing. I am going to try and use Sharpen again because the melee attack increase is very handy against Nowhere Monarch. So the reason why Bite is so good against this fight is it's a base power 80 melee attack that has self-heal. And base power 80 is definitely on the upper side of base powers that moves can have in this game. Accuracy decrease from Trick, that's not ideal. There is one status condition that I'm really hoping I can get from Trick, and that is Bomb. So, the Bomb status effect pretty much works like the monster that is inflicted, that has the status effect inflicted on it, will be passing a bomb back and forth each time it hits with a melee attack. Until a monster with the bomb does not use a melee attack, uses either a ranged attack or a setup move / status move. And then the bomb will explode on the holder and deal a ton of damage. If I can get Bomb on myself from Nowhere Monarch using Trick, and then throw it onto him, especially if it's right before he ults, as Bomb Voyage is a ranged attack, then I'll be able to take off like a third of his HP bar in an instant, maybe even half. However, I don't necessarily want to get hit by that when I have decreased accuracy. Because I'm pretty sure if I miss, I get blown up, which would be far from ideal. Trick is being a pain right now. It keeps doing accuracy decrease and burn. Burn is not that big of a deal because I can sort of heal the damage from burn off with each use of Bite. But I do need to start paying a little bit more attention to my HP because I'm probably going to need to heal before Bomb Voyage this next time. Yeah, I definitely need to heal. Another reason why I sort of like having at least 5 monsters on hand is in case something goes terribly wrong and Bansheep and Catelli get KO'd, then I have a backup of probably a fusion of Dominoth and Boltam, and that would be when the Perfusili item would get used. Ooh, Resonance. Resonance is a fun status effect. It's mostly used on Glass-type monsters. If you hit a Glass-type monster with a... I think the type is called Air in this game. With an Air-type move or the move Copper Chop, you'll get 1 tick of Resonance on the Glass-type monster. Upon 3 ticks of Resonance on one monster, it will be instantly KO'd. And there is a way to turn all Archangels into Glass types, and that's pretty much how you handle them in any percent. It's really funny. Now we are about to be greeted by Mr. Triangle Head from early in the run when he blew up the first train station. There he is. He's got one of my favorite voice lines in the game. I'm so glad that that laugh voice line makes an appearance in this run. But time is going to be coming up very soon, as soon as I get the achievement notification. So that is coming up right about now. Time. That looked like it was about a 25-44 or so IGT, which is pretty strong for this category. I'm very happy with how that went. But I believe that a bonus incentive for this game was also met.
Yes, it was. Met that very quickly yesterday.
Alright. Just setting the AI and level scaling settings back. So,
Awesome.
this, I will say, if people don't want to be spoiled about one of the post-game super bosses, this is your warning about it. But I mean, it was a viewable incentive on the marathon, so like if you didn't want spoilers, what are you doing? So after you complete the main quest in the game, you can come to this island, this floating island in the northwestern corner, and you could say be tested by this mysterious individual. For those of you who saw the Lena's Inception run last night, you'll recognize this character. As a huge fan of both games, I went wild when I found this this boss. But there are multiple ways to go about taking care of this fight, and this is going to be one of them. So I have fused the monsters Trifinx and Decibel. Decibel is the remastered or evolved form of Kaylee's signature monster that we saw at the start of the Meredith run, Sirenade. And Trifinx is just really busted. Trifinx gets a move called Wonderful 7. Base power 90 ranged attack that inflicts a random status effect on the negative status effect on the target. Okay, so Hot Potato gives me the bomb, so I need to actually not spam Wonderful 7 now. Do I have a melee attack? Yes, I do. Double Slice. Okay, good. So this is gonna be just tossing the bomb back and forth for a little bit. Okay, Double Slice does hit both. So Lena can use the whistle to summon monsters that are references to the archangels from Lena's Inception and the gonna air wall and the companion characters from Lena's Inception. So Scampire is in this sense a reference to Archangel Hadasaya. I am going to take this opportunity to heal because my HP is getting low. So in another turn or two, Scampire should just leave, I think. Okay, yep, it's gonna use Vengeful Curse and just dip. Vengeful Curse is a passive ability that usually only happens when a monster gets KO'd. That just throws a bunch of status effects on the target. I am also going to use my fusion power next turn, but I want a negative status effect on Lena right now, which I got a really good one. Leeched, after each time the character who's affected by it uses a move, they will take a little bit of damage and their opponents will be healed. So getting leeched off Wonderful 7 is very, very nice. Alright, time to throw the bomb around again. I completely forgot that Lena had Hot Potato. When I was like, I'm gonna Wonderful 7 spam this fight. Oh well. No, I won't. But Leeched... Oh, hey, there's another Scampire. Leeched got her down really far. I'm gonna get hit by the first... by both of my double slices on Lena. Parry Stance is a move where the next melee attack that hits the target will instead deal damage to the user. I hope I don't get KO'd by Power of Truth here, but there is a chance, especially since I got hit by Bite. Uh-oh. Wait, is she not going to Power of Truth? No, she's not. I'm gonna take a gamble here, and I'm gonna just blow up. I'm gonna Wonderful 7. This might be a situation where everyone loses. Okay, no, I've got some character HP remaining. But yeah, that was the Lena Super Boss. There are numerous ways to absolutely cheese that fight. Wonderful 7 being just one of them. You can do the resonance strat that I mentioned any percent uses in like all of the boss fights. You can the strat that I used in my first playthrough was pretty much spam 2 base power 90 moves, one lowers defense and the other poisons. So, and poison deals a ton of chip damage. But yeah, so many funny strats that you can do to really make that fight a lot less scary than it would be otherwise. But yeah, that is the Cassette Beasts, Meredith's Quest, and post-game Super Boss showcase. Gonna give a few shoutouts real quick before hopping off. Shoutouts to the Cassette Beasts speedrunning community. Corvame, Rohrman, and Peanut Reaper have done so much work to really, really optimize any percent to an extreme amount. Shoutouts to Prevent-A-Thon for having me, not just for this game, but also for Lena's Inception and Sonic Origins last night. I had an absolute blast running all 3 of these games. If you want to see more Cassette Beast speedruns, or Lena's Inception, or Sonic, or honestly other speedruns as well, you can find me on Twitch and YouTube at /W. I'm actually going to be learning a new Super Monkey Ball speedrun very soon. But yeah, huge shoutouts to Prevent-A-Thon for having me. I had an absolute blast.
Thank you for doing such wonderful run, Slosh. It has been fantastic having you. Alright, chat, stick around. We'll be back in just a minute with some Stardew Valley.